This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai shall lead thee. But just want to give all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well and do teach well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect. Shalom to the brothers that are in the faith and a few Akwat that are out there listening. We are an astonishment as a nation. We are a proverb and we are a byword. As an astonishment, we stun and we shock people in amazement, by our current state that we're in, which was all done by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai as a punishment. We are a proverb. We are a proverbial poem onto these other nations, man. Basically a joke, a laughing stock. And we are a byword. And a byword is really going into like a racial slur. Right? This is what we are right now. But times are changing, and we're gonna head into greater times, man, because this society is about to collapse. We're seeing the signs play out, or the prophecies play out that are written in this book. Esau scrambling, he doesn't know what to do. But I thought I'd just touch on this today because the brother in the camp, he shared this on the group chat. And this is the racial slur database. And if you go here, you go under this tab, races, you can find all the slurs that are out there for each nation or race of people, which really it's about nations. Okay, all right, you Latin tribes, you're under here, you Hispanics, Latinos, but I'll share this for today because there's so many slurs that you can't even count them. There's so many. There's a lot of stuff I didn't even know. All right, but we're the butt of every joke, and there's so many slurs, there's so many bywords that we have upon us. But one thing that stood out while I was scrolling through this is it goes in the S section. It says shipping cargo, okay, and it refers to blacks, or it represents blacks, and it says refers to slave trading, slaves to be shipped or packed inhumanely close. Okay, so shipping cargo, and that's what you were, man. You're a shipping cargo, and that's a racial slur, that's a byword. Okay, and that's really coined as an insult to you. If somebody says that you're just shipping cargo, that's referring to your ancestry and your humble beginnings and how you got over to this land. You're just cargo. Okay, that's an insult. Now you can find that in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter and the 68th verse, and it says, and Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. That's exactly what took place, man. Okay, and that's why they created that racial slur as shipping cargo. Right? And Egypt is not talking about Egypt like how it was back in ancient Egypt. This is talking about spiritual Egypt, which is America, because that's what America is, or in the book of Revelation, spiritually Egypt. All right, Revelation chapter 11 verse 8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. Okay, yeah, man, that's it. So that's this is just letting you know that Babylon is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt because they uphold all the same customs as ancient Sodom and ancient Egypt. So this is really you coming back here, man. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way thereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. That's right, and you were sold here on auctioning blocks. You were sold here on the stock market. That's the reason why you were brought over here. That's why it says shipping cargo, because you were commodities. You were packed up on these ships and brought over here to be sold, and over here to be put as servants and slaves. Okay, that's why it says refers to slave trading. Okay, slaves to be shipped were packed inhumanely close. Okay, and then you can go and check out all these other proverbs, man, because these nations, they make up everything. It says 925. This is a slur. Represents blacks. Police code in suburban LA for suspicious person. That's what when they say a 925. That's really an LA thing. When you go out there in LA, so that's the code 925. A suspicious person. So whenever you hear these cops say, "Oh, I see a suspicious person," that's really referring to blacks, or even just people in general. When they say, "Oh, I see a suspicious person," it's referring to you tribes, primarily you Negro tribes. Okay, an ape, self-explanatory. Antique farm equipment, blacks. Okay, slaves being used for labor. Okay, Aunt Jemima, after the stereotypical black trademark picture on Aunt Jemima brand breakfast foods, like a typical mammy. All right, bingo bong, bingo bongo, Italian wordplay of African names / language. Yeah. BFI, the name of waste disposal company, is on the side of their dumpster, stands for Black Family Inside. Damn. But there was another one here, because I always hear this over here, because I live in a place in Ontario that's dominated, or the main demographic, I mean, because they don't dominate anything. They're just tributaries. Okay, they're just tributaries that have a little bit more FRNs. Okay, but I live in an area that the demographic is the main demographic is East Indians, or Elam. Okay, and I always hear a word that they say, and I ended up looking it up, and it comes up. It says kala, right, and it says blacks. Okay, Indian word for the color black, used by Indians as a slur for black people. So basically, it's a byword. It just really means nigger. Okay, that's why they say that a lot in their language, and we understand what you people say. It's not like we don't know what you're saying. You East Indians, man, you have a lot to pay for. Okay, we know what you're saying, but we just play it off and we act like we don't know. But really, we're cursing you back, man. Okay, we're cursing you back. We're throwing those curses up. And there's another one here. It says kafir, which Gandhi used. In apartheid South Africa, it meant much the same as nigger does in the United States, which is just another word for nigger. Okay, so the list goes on, and don't even get into the Latin tribes, right? I'll even go there. Let's go to races. Let's hit up the Latin tribes. You gotta hit that up, because you Latin tribes, you're in the same fucking boat. All right. Beaner Hispanics, because they are known to have a lot of beans in their diets, and are also hired many times to pick beans for sometimes less than minimum wage. Beaner ball soccer is quite popular in Mexico and South America. Yeah, because that's all you're good for. That's what they view you as. All you're good for is kicking a soccer ball around. Okay. And you Jakes, all you're good at doing is maybe throwing around a football and playing some basketball. All right. Let's see. Border hopper, same as border bunny. Border jumper too. Yeah, because you like to hop the border. You come over here as so-called illegals. Right? Car thief. That's based on the stereotype that Hispanics steal cars. Right? So there's a lot of racial slurs for you Latin tribes, man. Okay? A gardener. Hispanics do most of the higher gardening. Okay? Wow. A leaf blower. Many Hispanics are involved with landscaping and sometimes carry leaf blowers. And you know what that means? You tribes, you do all the hard work, especially the tribe of Issachar, because you are a working ass. That's what your name means. He is hired. But then they make mockery of that. Okay, which is rightfully so, because you don't really make much. For the way you work, of how hard you work, and how much effort you put in, you don't really make what you're supposed to make, man. You don't really get your day's work. And even your name has become a byword onto you. It has become a plague onto you, and that's the spirit and power of the Lord, man. For somebody to work so goddamn hard, or that's what their name is about, but you don't profit anything off of it. That just shows the curses are upon you, man. Yeah. Mojo, normally used among Hispanics towards other Hispanics. Mojo derives from mojado, meaning wet, i.e. wetbacks. Mojados are Mexican citizens, while pocos are Mexican Americans. So everything here is all negative, man. And that's why it's Deuteronomy 28, verse 37. And this all applies to you. Alright, this all applies to you. Now let's get Lamentation chapter 2, verse 15. All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem. And that's another form of how you're in astonishment. You're astonishment. People wag their head. Oh shit. Pff, look at this nigga. Oh, look at this. This is look at this nigga. This is supposed to be the glory that the Lord called the city of perfection, man. You people are the Lord's people, and that's why when we come out on the highways and byways, a lot of people, they hiss and they wag their head, man, because of what we're saying and what we're doing, because they just view us as people who are negative. Let's just say it like it is. They just view us as niggas and specks. Right? People that can't amount to anything. People who aren't unintelligent, who aren't smart, which is the same thing. People who are not entrepreneurs, people who are not innovative, people who are not deep thinkers. They just look at you as like a buffoon, man, a clown. Saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? Yeah, and you know why we were the perfection of beauty? It's because we had the law, statutes, and commands. We really had the Lord backing us up, because the Lord is perfect and beautiful. So was His word. But when we went off and we didn't follow the word, the perfect word, that's when we became disgusting, man. That's when we became degenerative. And we weren't a joy to the whole earth. Right? Verse 16, all thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash their teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly, this is the day that we looked for. We have found, we have seen it. And if you want to get a little bit deeper into this, go into Psalms, the 83rd chapter. Right? Or you can go into the book of Judith, the 5th chapter. Because these other nations, they know who we are, they know who our power is, and they know if we don't serve our power will leave us, and that's when we can be devoured. And that's why it's open season on us right now. But you know what? That's all about to change. That's all about to change, man. So we're heading into some immaculate times. Some great times. And guess who's going to be at the forefront of that? Yahushai and the men on down, starting with King David, man. Okay, and that house is being built right now. This is Isaiah chapter 60, verse 14. The sons of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the Zion of the Holy One of Yasharallah. And that's going to happen when our kingdom is established. Right? When we get into power, when we get our ruling, when we get our ruling class status back, you're going to come bending the knee. Right now, you're not bending the knee. Right now, we're bending to you other nations. Primarily Esau. And we go to the enemy for the want of all things. Whether you don't work for Esau, you work for another nation. Whether you're self-employed, how do you become self-employed? You have to get a permit. Okay, you have to go to Esau to get permission to be self-employed. So right now, we're bending the knee onto you. But that's all going to change. That's all going to change, man. Because it's written in the scriptures. And the scriptures don't lie. It don't lie. We read this again. And all they that despise thee shall bow themselves. That's right, because you hate us. That's what it means to despise. Despise means to hate. To resent. And we see your hate, man. This is all hate. This is all fucking hate, man. Look at that. Guatemalans. I believe they're Zebulonites. Okay, watermelon. Words sound alike. Guatemalans. Right? You're gonna make fun of people's name like that. Right? Felipe Parkhurst, Guatemalans, exiled from the country for life for selling many children to slavery. Chapin, nickname to describe people from Guatemala. Non-derogatory, used to describe themselves. Okay? But you have all these names here. All these names. Right? Dominicans. Okay, the tribe of Simeon. That's all hate, man. Cubans, Manasseh. Right? What else we got? Chileans. I believe they're Asherites. You have all these slurs. Proverb and a byword, man. You got Pookie. Let me get Pookie. Pookie. I just saw that Pookie. Where did I go? I saw Pookie. Okay, yeah, here it is. Pookie Blacks. In the movie New Jack City, Chris Rock played a black crackhead named Pookie. And you know, that's true. Whenever you see a black crackhead, what do you think? You think of Pookie, man. Think of Pookie. And guess who was behind New Jack City? I guarantee you who directed that, man. Who funded that shit? The so-called Jew. Right? Pookie. Alright? Pookie. Okay, Popolo, Hawaiian for a black person. That's right. And you Polynesians, you gotta pay too, man. You gotta pay too. You Polynesians, you Hawaiians, you Japhites, you Filipinos, man. You gotta pay too. Right? Anyway, so let's go back. Verse 15. Whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations. An eternal excellency. And you know, part of being eternal means forever, eternity. We're going to be excellent forever. And you know, when it says a joy of many generations, that means our children, okay, our genes, our posterity. Our children are going to grow up to do great things, man. Okay, and they're going to reverence their ancestors. They're going to reverence their power. Right? Verse 16, thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles, and thou shalt suck the breasts of kings, and thou shalt know that I, Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, am thy Savior and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. Right, that's right, we're going to suck the milk of the Gentiles, man. Gentiles, you talking about you other nations, man, you heathens. Okay, and that milk represents those resources. You're going to give us all your precious gold, silver, right? Your daughters, everything, your cattle, everything that's pleasant. And shall suck the breasts of kings. That's right. Kings are going to minister unto us. Kings. And thou shalt know that I am Yahweh. And that's when you're going to know the power. Okay, because it takes power to do all of this. It takes power to bring somebody from a lower state up to a higher state. That takes power. That takes divine intervention. Then you people are going to know who the Lord is. Right? You're going to know who the Lord is in that day. You're going to know what it means I am that I am, which means he is to be, or he is. Okay, that's the name of Yahweh. He is to be. Okay? That's right, because it's going to take power, man. It takes power. People haven't seen power yet. You haven't seen divine intervention. Anyway, so that was it. Hopefully this was edifying. Till next time, just want to give all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh Shem Yoshai, the belongs to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect. Until next time, Kwam Yasha'Allah, Baba Bal, Shalom.